I want to welcome you to today's session. Today we have a very, very exciting session lined up for you guys. It's a session that is timely because there's a phenomena that has been happening of late, and we have noticed it, and it's happening silently, but it's a phenomena that needs to be checked, and that is diabetes, the incidence of diabetes amongst the youth. And most of us are parents. We have young people in the house, and there are a few things that we need to look at to ensure that we don't bring up a generation of diabetics and people who are struggling with lifestyle diseases. And that is why today we decided to have this session to discuss about diabetes and basically nip this thing in the bud. They say a stitch in time saves 9. So that is why we are here today. For the people who are seeing me for the very first time, my name is Fred Gishuki. Fred is an entrepreneur in the wellness space. I've been in this space for the last more than 20 years, going to 26 years right now. And I joined the wellness industry as a young man. I was not unwell physically, but I was unwell in the pocket. I was looking for money. And somebody introduced me to this industry, and I joined immediately. My motivation, like I said, was money. But the first benefit I got was health. My parents were unwell. They were company, and they used the products and they got well. And that gave me a lot of confidence to now go out and share this message with everybody. I ended up building a huge business, which has sustained me. By the age of 30, I retired into business, and I've been doing this for many years now. And there are many benefits that come with the business, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Today, other than talking about diabetes, we have a special guest speaker who is coming to talk to us. He's a young man. I think he should be in his 30s, if I'm not wrong, but he will tell us. All the way from Uganda. And this is a guy who is building a huge business, doing very, very well in Uganda. And he's going to be sharing with us a little bit shortly. But I just want to start off here, and let's look at diabetes and what is diabetes and why should we be concerned about diabetes? And the first thing that we need to look at is that you are never too young to have diabetes. In my life, I've actually seen many young people with diabetes. Now, what is diabetes and what happens to your body? Basically, diabetes means too much sugar. You get sugar from different foods. Ideally, sugar should be used in your body for energy. And you need sugar, definitely. Everybody needs sugar so that the body can be able to function properly. Your pancreas makes insulin, which helps the body to use the sugar or to break it down. Now, without the right amount of insulin, too much or not enough sugar stays in your blood. If your body doesn't produce enough insulin, then excess sugar stays in your blood, and that causes diabetes. Now, bodies need just the right amount of glucose and the right amount of insulin. Now, the types of diabetes, we have 3 types of diabetes. There's what we call gestational diabetes that happens to women when they are pregnant. And this diabetes can be type 2 diabetes, and this is the most common form of diabetes. Now, this one happens because of our lifestyle choices, what we decide to do, what we decide to eat or not eat, our lifestyle that we lead, and we are going to look a little bit into that. But the good thing is that there are things you can do to prevent type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, that happens in the youth, in the young people, and usually happens because of autoimmune conditions. Maybe it cannot be prevented, but it can be managed, and usually occurs in children. it forces people to take insulin on a daily basis. Now, the main reason why we are here today is because of this particular issue, that is the incidence of type 2 diabetes amongst kids is rising at an alarming rate. Now, from a statistic here that was done by the American Diabetes Association, the number of newly diagnosed cases of type 2 diabetes among children has grown from less than 5% in 1994 to about 20% in the recent years. And they're now saying that 1 out of 5 children in America are either overweight or obese. Right now, in Kenya, this phenomena is actually catching on. And you'll find that most children are now overweight. They have big bodies. And the more affluent the family is, the more overweight the children are. And that is actually a worrying trend. Now, children diagnosed with type 2 diabetes face a high likelihood of developing complications before the age of 30. Now, a new study recommends that Black kids, Hispanics, have an 80% and 57% 60% develop this condition in the next 15 years. Some of the complications are nerve damage, eye disease, and kidney disease. Now, you don't want your kid to start going into dialysis and all that kind of thing when they are still young. Now, teenagers and diabetes. Now, the statistics again there says 1 in 5 people with diabetes don't know that they have it. Yeah. And I will ask you a question. You on the call, our guest or our distributor, are you aware whether you have diabetes or not? When was the last time you checked your sugar levels? Truth is, most people don't check until they become sick. And then again, they start now running around and they have to go on insulin and that kind of thing. Now, new research uncovers concerning increases in youth living with diabetes. The search for diabetes in youth study examined new cases of diabetes diagnosed under the age of 20 years. Now, some causes of diabetes. Most people, there are several countries here which have been, or several continents, talking about America, Africa, Native America, Alaska, Pacific. These are people who are at risk of diabetes. If you have a family history of type 2 diabetes, then you're at risk. If any of your parents, grandparents had diabetes, most likely you're going to get it. Pregnant woman with diabetes mellitus or developing gestational diabetes during pregnancy will develop that diabetes during pregnancy and then recover after giving birth. Now, if a baby is born overweight, then they are more likely to get diabetes. If a child is overweight, they run a risk of getting diabetes. Lack of physical activity. Nowadays, our kids tend to spend more time indoors playing games, PlayStation and phones and all that, than playing out there like we used to do in the olden days. So lack of physical activity in children is likely to put the kid at risk of getting diabetes. Damage or removal of the pancreas, too many medications. And for some people, eating the wrong food, very sweet things. And I remember there's a doctor who talked to us. I don't know that it was Dr. Fatima Abdallah. And she was saying anything sweet is not good for your body. And always have that. If something is sweet, and if it's not a fruit, then it's not good for your body. Yeah. Then autoimmune conditions or hormonal diseases can also cause the body to produce too much hormones. which can actually create insulin resistance. Then eating small or limited amounts of healthy food. The body needs healthy food, fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, to be able to do its processes and produce energy and that kind of thing. Now, when you're eating very little in the way of in the way of healthy foods, then the body is starved for healthy food, and now it goes to looking for other sources of energy, and that's where the body craves now for sweet things, and the kid is always craving for more junk food. So it's important to give enough healthy foods in terms of fruits and vegetables. Now, causes of diabetes, a summary of causes of diabetes: a sedentary lifestyle, eating too much food, obesity. Too much stress is also not good for you, because stress lowers your immunity and brings a host of problems to your body. Family history, of course, increasing age as you grow older. Now, diabetes in children, what are some of the symptoms in babies? Weight loss, frequent urination, and some of these symptoms also apply to adults. Sudden weight loss, frequent urination, unusual behavior, being very thirsty all the time, fatigue, diaper rash, blurry vision, excessive hunger, frequent infections, and drowsiness. So these are some of the symptoms that might indicate that a child could be developing diabetes. Then we look at diabetes with teenagers, and it's important for us to know the symptoms again. And if you're always tired, urinating frequently, sudden weight loss, wounds that don't heal, if you're always hungry and you're eating, you're not getting full, maybe it could be you're developing diabetes. Blurry vision, numb or tingling hands and feet. I dare say that these symptoms also apply to adults, not just youth, but these are general symptoms for diabetes, which you should be aware of. Sexual problems, if you lose interest in the bedroom, vaginal infections, if you're always thirsty, then it might be that you're developing diabetes. You need to go in for a checkup. You need to make lifestyle changes so that you can be able to avoid it. Now, let's look at what are some of the complications that might arise because of diabetes. We are talking about eye disease, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma and cataracts, renal failure, your kidneys can fail, get a diabetic foot, where your foot start getting numb and the nerves start dying off. And if you don't take care of it, it can lead to amputation. You can get a stroke. You can have problems with the brain, heart damage, nerve disease, called peripheral neuropathy, and arteriosclerosis can also happen. And insulin resistance can also occur. So these are some of the complications that arise because of diabetes. Now, the key thing with diabetes is to prevent it. If you can prevent it, remember we said when we started, a stitch in time saves 9. So if you can take corrective measures right now in your lifestyle to prevent yourself from falling sick with diabetes, the better for you, because once you get it, dealing with it becomes quite complicated. So try as much as possible to take corrective measures, preventative measures to ensure that the youth that you're bringing up do not develop this. Now, type 2 diabetes and some of the things that you can do to avoid this is to drink enough water, to limit the amount of sugary drinks that you're getting. And I always try to remind people that, remember, anytime you take a bottle of soda, just know that you've swallowed 8 tablespoons of sugar. That's about 300 ml of drink, and you've taken 8 tablespoons of sugar. That's crazy. And if you're doing that on a daily basis, you're playing around with pumping sugar into your system, and you're eating chips and all these things, then you're asking for trouble. Disease. And the first one is exercise. You have to exercise at least 30 minutes a day of some vigorous exercise that makes your heart pump. When your heart is pumping, then everything else in your body functions. And I remember there's a fitness instructor that shared that with us. And I thought that makes perfect sense. But that anytime your heart is pumping because of being strained, then it fixes everything in your body. But if your heart does not pump for a whole month, it has not pumped vigorously for a whole year, then you're asking for trouble. Rest, you need to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours on a daily basis. Good quality rest is very, very important. It enables the body to rejuvenate. Also very, very important. And somebody says that nowadays people are digging their graves with a fork and a knife. You don't want to be that money to kill yourself. I'd say check your BMI, very, very important. Sleep 6 to 8 hours every day. Your food can either make you or break you. Now, a healthy lifestyle can prevent up to 58% of type 2 diabetes. Pyramid, and this is a wellness pyramid that this is a Neolife wellness pyramid, but it was coined from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Now, the pyramid on your right shows you the correct way of eating. This is the correct way of eating. You should have a lot of physical activity and weight management, eat a lot of whole grains, a lot of fruits and vegetables. By a lot, I mean that 9 different types of fruits and vegetables daily, different colored. If you want to know that you're eating the right kind of fruits and vegetables, your plate should be like a rainbow with different colors, not white throughout. I come from an area where rice and cabbages and just one color, and that's not good. You need to have different colors on your plate. Then you need to reduce the amount of proteins that you're eating. In fact, they say a quarter kilo should be eaten by 12 men. Fats and sugars, a teaspoon of fat and a teaspoon of sugar is enough for you per day. And I'll repeat that. A teaspoon of fat and a teaspoon of sugar is enough for you per day. Question, today since morning, how many teaspoons of fat and sugar have you consumed? Today being a Sunday, most families are out having chips and all this. I mean, it's Sunday and sodas and that kind of thing. And we tend to binge. But then now the problem comes, throughout the week, you've also been binging on chips and all these things. And that is where the problem comes in. Now, we have successfully turned the pyramid upside down. So we tend to do very little physical activity. So we tend to become overweight. We eat very little whole grains. We eat very little in the way of fruits and vegetables. We tend to eat more meat, more broiler chicken, and all those nice, yummy things, a lot of fats and sugars. And when you're eating the other way around, it's only a matter of time. You are actually providing the right environment for type 2 diabetes. And if you're not careful, as you grow older, then you will actually develop type 2 diabetes. Now, it's time to reverse the trend. And this statistics was done by WHO they had said by 2020, 3 out of 4 deaths will be because of a lifestyle condition. We're talking about heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, chronic respiratory disease, and obesity. And right now, I know everybody on the call knows somebody who is suffering from one of these lifestyle diseases. Now, here comes a gentleman, a man that I truly, truly cherish, and this is Jerry Brasfield and his wife, Kendra, and their daughter. This family at the age of 19, he had asthma. He used the Neolife products. They worked for him. He saw an opportunity to change people's lives, and he started doing Neolife as a business. Today, Neolife is in 55 countries of the world and still growing. And its mission is to make the world a healthier and a happier place. And he partnered with other firsts who formulated they will do what they promise they will do, and they will not have a negative side effect on you as a person. And the Neolife difference, Neolife believes in products are formulated from natural food we take. We don't use ingredients that are not in the food chain. And all our products are made from natural organic ingredients, which are good for you. Now, one of the products that will sort you out, that will turn your pyramid the right way up, is called Provitality Plus. And Provitality has 4 items in one. It has treonine, it has carotenoid complex, it has omega-3 salmon oil plus, and it has minerals. And treonine is responsible for ensuring that your cell is functioning properly. It has whole grains, so it ensures that your cells are functioning properly and nutrients are able to get in, waste is able to get out. You become very, very energetic. I remember dealing with a case of a lady who had diabetes, and I put her on treonine. And for the first time in more than 10 years, her diabetes stabilized. The doctor wanted to know, what are you using? So she took it to the doctor. The doctor had a look at it, he liked it, and he said, bring me a bottle. In your body complex, so that you can ensure that you can outlive any lifestyle condition that could be in the offing, including cancer and many of those serious conditions. Omega-3 salmon, it's an anti-inflammatory. Omega-3 is very good, helps the pancreas to function better. It helps your joints, it helps to create the synovial fluid for your joints, for your memory, for migraine. It clears migraine. It's just an amazing product. Then you have multi. Multi has minerals, it has enzymes, and it's just a fantastic product. Let me tell you, if somebody is struggling with energy and you give them Provitality, they feel like they're on steroids. You feel so energetic. You wonder, hey, where is all this energy coming from? So that's the #1 product that you have in your life that can sort you out and will sort you out if you have diabetes. Second product is called fiber tablets. And our fiber is made from both soluble and insoluble fiber. And fiber basically helps reduce the speed at which refined carbohydrates are absorbed into the bloodstream as sugar. And this regulates the function of the pancreas. Now, it contributes to a pleasant feeling of fullness. And it also regulates intestinal function. It helps the bolus of food to move out of the system. And it helps to kill things like flatulence and constipation. And I remember Don Lawson, he was a member of the scientific advisory board. He one time shared with us and says that if you take our fiber tablets, it sieves 80% of sugar from blood. So you see, when you take our fiber tablets, it's like a broom. It just gets the sugar out of your blood, and that can make the difference between you developing diabetes or not. So fiber tablets is very, very important for you. The other product that is important is called CoQ10. CoQ10. Now, it improves your heart health. It improves, helps in regulating blood sugar, assists in the prevention and treatment of cancer, and reduce the frequency of migraines. Now, CoQ10 is an amazing product, and our company took more than 30 years to develop this product. And CoQ10 goes to the engine of the cell. It produces energy in the mitochondria of the cell. And if there's a product that restarts and helps your organs, internal organs, to function properly, it's CoQ10. So if you want your brain, your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, all the internal organs of your body, if you want them to function at peak levels, then you need to get yourself a CoQ10. It's an all-round product that all of us need because it actually sorts you out. You don't want to get to a point whereby you get renal failure or get a stroke or something like that. Well, there is a product like CoQ10. And I can tell you, after the age of 50, the body is producing less than 50% of CoQ10 in your body. And for the body to produce CoQ10, you have to have adequate amounts of fresh fruits and vegetables. People becoming so tired all the time, becoming forgetful, becoming sleepy, and all that. Next product, chelated zinc, amazing product. Now, chelated zinc has so many benefits: prostate gland function, healing ulcers, wounds. Zinc is one of the best products for internal healing. If you have hemorrhoids, if you have ulcers, zinc will just sort you out. Zinc helps to deal with wounds, acne, colds, fever, flu, viruses. And in diabetes, zinc actually helps it's one of the ingredients that the pancreas needs to actually now help in producing insulin for breaking down the sugar in the body. And if you look at the insulin, the synthetic insulin that most patients are using, more than 90% of that insulin that you're injecting yourself is actually zinc. But it's a synthetic form of zinc that builds dependency. Now, when you take our natural zinc, it's made from the natural vegetables that we have. It triggers the body to start breaking down the sugar itself. And that is what you need. So zinc is an amazing product. If you want your kids to grow to the full height, if it's a young girl, you want them to have the breasts and to be a full lady, then you need to give them enough zinc. If you want to have a nice voice, a ladylike voice, and they need to have enough zinc in their diet. So these are products that I always buy for my kids, and it's just an amazing, amazing product. If you don't want to keep rushing to hospital because of colds and flus, then you need to get zinc for the youth out there. Then you have another product, it's called Botanical Balance. Now, this product has been formulated directly to deal with diabetes, to help you control the amount of glucose in the body. And it's important to mention that it has nothing synthetic in it. It has curcumin, it has cinnamon, it has turmeric. These just to mention a few of the ingredients. And these are basically focused to manage glucose uptake, to optimize insulin uptake and maximize insulin receptor function. It's an amazing product. You just need to try it. You don't have to wait until you have diabetes to take Botanical Balance. You actually need to take it before you get diabetes. But in case you already have diabetes, you can also use it to basically manage your sugar level. So these are the products of Neolife. On top of that, we have another exciting product. It's called Neolife Shake. Neolife is a protein drink with 22 amino acids, and it does so many things for your body. It actually works on the glycemic response control. That is where it helps the body to burn fat the natural way by balancing the sugar levels in your body. And the body is forced to burn the fat to produce energy. So if you have a case where a youth is becoming a bit obese and you want to ensure that they burn some calories, this is a product that you need to go for. You give them for breakfast, so they skip breakfast, they take the Neolife Shake. It is yummy, it is so sweet, it is nice, it has natural fructose, and they can take it. It is filling, it has fiber in it, it has lipotropic factors, which help. So it's an amazing, amazing product. It is packed with protective antioxidants for the Neolife, from Neolife. Now, last but not least is the Neolife tea. Now, Neolife tea, it's actually an energy blend, and it has natural antioxidants. It has a bit of caffeine in it, so I always advise people, if you're allergic to caffeine, or if you can't take caffeine, then don't take it. It promotes instant energy, fat burning, and efficient metabolism. It's especially good for burning the belly area. And most people will ask you, what do you have for burning the kitambi? I can tell you, for me, I use Neolife. So let's go to children's nutrition. If Liquivite consists of the products you're seeing on the screen, because Vitagard in it, and it has those two combined in Liquivite. So it's a liquid, kids love it. But if it is a young kid, maybe 1 year and above, who can chew, who can swallow some tablets, who enjoy sweets, kids who enjoy sweets, then you give them Vita Squares, Vitagard, and Omega-3. These are sweet, they are yummy, they are tasty, and they are packed with some goodness. Vita Squares has minerals, it's a multivitamin, it is chewable, it has 180 tablets. Of fruits and vegetables, it helps to boost the immunity for the kid. So the kid is able to prevent itself from getting colds, flus, and basically helps to slow down the onset of any lifestyle disease that the kid is exposed to. Omega-3 salmon oil, omega-3, I talked about omega-3. Here we have a salmon mini, which is basically meant for children. My kids started on omega-3 when they were 1 day old. So your kid is not too young for omega-3. You need to start them immediately. Our parents gave us cod liver oil, and they gave us all these things. They were supplementing. They were quite knowledgeable. And they gave us cod liver oil and 7 C's. And somehow the parents of today, we've forgotten to give our kids supplements. And then we are wondering, why do we keep on rushing to hospital all the time? So you need to invest in, now we have something better. We have something better. So we have salmon oil that you can actually give your children. Now, we can stop diabetes. Yes, we can. If you take the right decisions, change your lifestyle and prevent yourself from diabetes, because diabetes is lying ahead. Yeah. And just a few pointers there, especially for the youth. Invest in your health today or your sickness tomorrow. That's the truth. You either invest in your health today or sickness tomorrow. Now, your body will be around a lot longer than an expensive handbag. So invest in your body. Many people will say, oh yes, the products are good, but I don't have the money. Then the same person goes and buys a very expensive handbag, very expensive shoe, very expensive suit. And you wonder, what are the priorities? What should come first? Is it your health or it is the expensive trinkets? You find somebody buying a perfume for 10,000 shillings, a skin lotion, a skin cream for 15,000 shillings, invest 1,000 shillings or 2,000 shillings to buy omega-3 for themselves. I mean, that is having our priorities upside down, because the body that is producing this money, you should first take care of it so that it can continue producing the money, so that you can buy more of these nice things and enjoy life. I remember going to see a gentleman. It was a very sad case. Driving. He had two daughters, but he himself, he could not drive because of type 2 diabetes. He was now being threatened. I mean, he was actually being taken care of in the house by nurses and that kind of thing. If he wanted to go in by somebody, because his feet could not step on the pedals of. He had been bedridden for more than a year, yet he was paying school fees for 2 kids in USIU. That tells you that he had enough money, he had enough passive income that was coming in. He didn't need to work to make money, but he was suffering because he never took time to take care of his health. So take time, invest in your health so that you can also enjoy your money to the fullest. Now, your health is an investment, not an expense. I always do this. I always budget for supplements for my family. So every month I've put an amount that I buy supplements for the family. And without fail, I religiously do that. Now, the best investment you can ever make is in your own health. So those are just a few tips. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live in. So take care of your body, and you want to live to be many other interventions, not diabetes. We have bone and joint health, we have stress management programs, we have a sharper mind, weight management, energy and fitness, fertility issues for both men and women, libido issues, hormonal imbalance, children's health, menopausal challenges. So we have quite a number of interventions and solutions in our range of products. So if you're on the call and probably diabetes is not your issue, but you know somebody who can fall in the other categories, talk to the person who invited you. He can be able to guide you on those other issues. Now we are coming to the end of our session, and in Neolife, you have 3 choices. You can either become a consumer, you can be buying from the person who invited you. If you're a guest, you can decide you want to become a business builder, or you can become a seller. It's all up to you. Now, if you become a distributor, a business builder, there's so many benefits that you get from Neolife. You get personal growth, leadership development, you get to travel internationally, retire healthy and active, build lasting relationships, and earn residual income. And I can tell you, this is real. These are all these benefits. I've gotten them from Neolife. If it is the international travel, becoming a leader, all these things, retiring at the age of 30. So if you're out there and you're looking for a business to do, if you're a young guy out there looking for a business to do, probably this could be an opportunity for you right there. So right now, I want to bring in a gentleman. I mentioned when I started that there's a gentleman that will be gracing our occasion today. He happens to be a Ugandan, and he's a gentleman who has built a huge business and he's actually a very young. Without further ado, I want to bring on Mr. Muhumuza to actually talk to us. Justus?
Yes, Mr. Frederick.
I can see you. Go ahead.
Wow. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, there we go. So thank you so much, Mr. Frederick Gichoke, for the invite. I truly appreciate for you inviting me to come and share my story with the team. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhumuza Justus from Kampala, Uganda. For 14 years. And I want to start by thanking Mr. Freddy Gichuki for the information that he's been able to share with us. To be honest, I think if you were to get this kind of information from out there, it would really be very, very, very difficult. Because I have had chances to go for to meet with doctors. In most cases, all they would want to do is to listen to how do you feel, how are you feeling any pain, for how long, and then they will simply listen and they prescribe some medicines, and they don't even tell you what you're suffering from. They don't tell you how to prevent it. So when you have an opportunity to listen to this kind of quality information, like what Mr. Gichuki has been able to share with us, honestly, the first thing you should do is to thank him. And if you're a guest and you're listening in for the very first time, you really need to thank the person who sent you this link. So you need to thank them for you've been able to get this kind of valuable and quality information. I got started in Neolife when I was only 20 years. I'm now 34 years old. And when I got started, it was about the money. It was about money because first and foremost, as 20 years, of course, you wouldn't think of diabetes, you wouldn't think of cancer, you wouldn't think of pressure, you wouldn't think of anything. And in fact, every time I actually attended such kind of meetings, all that I was actually sorry about that. When I got started because of the money. I had been just out of school because I attended such kind of, all that I would actually get was like, they've talked about diabetes. Who do I know that actually has diabetes or has someone who has diabetes that I can be able to pass on this information so that I can sell to them products and make money? And that was the end. And for my first 5 years in the business, to be honest, I never used a lot of product. I only used majorly about the healthcare, the skincare, the health. Even when I would win like an incentive, all I would do is to look for a customer to buy that product. Because at my age, I felt like I never needed these products. But then my attitude changed after my first 5 years of doing Neolife. My attitude changed and I felt that I need to use these products and I need to get people to use these products. Now, my first scenario was when I was actually invited into a certain home. And the person that I had actually gone to meet was actually I got so scared. I saw how diabetes eats up people. This person had gotten a wound and it completely failed to heal. And then it had taken quite a number of months and it was rotten. And then the person refused that they should not remove that, they should not cut the leg. And then it was completely a total mess. Honestly, my first encounter with someone with diabetes was that one. And ever since then, when I left that house, I said, you know what? I am going to use these products. I am not going to wait to be sick. I am not going to wait to get diabetes so that I start using these products. I am going to start using these products right away. And that is the time Mr. Frederick talked about fiber tablets. I am one kind, at least every single year, I take about 14s of fiber tablets because I want to detoxify myself. I want to sieve out those excess sugars that probably I could have been taking. At least I take 2 tins of Botanical Balance every single year because I do not want, with what I saw with diabetes, I don't want anything of that kind to happen to me. I have had encounters with people who have to inject themselves with insulin. How life would be if I am going to inject myself every single day with insulin for the rest of my life. I said, no, I need to take these products. And thank God, we don't use these food supplements that Mr. Gichuka has been talking about. We don't use them because we are sick. We use them because we want to prevent ourselves from falling sick, because it is completely impossible for us to eat the right way. I mean, who in today's era, who can plant a tomato and harvest it? Do you know having living room could not leave the bedroom to go and be driven in these beautiful cars? You need to start using them. These products, you can't using these products. So that's how I got started in business. Because my mission is to actually make a healthier and happier place. I force people to buy these products because I know that they need them just like I need them. And guess what, by the way? When I get people to use these products, a lot of money comes in. Like I told you, I got started in this business because I wanted to make money. I had just registered for a dead year because my mother didn't have money to keep me in school. So the products that Mr. Gichuka has been talking about that have been on market for over 64 years, they're the products that we use to build business. Get paid for that. And a lot of people who are sick and them so from getting sick, I started recommending them, got people to use the products, and then money started coming in. I remember in my very first month, my commission together with my profits that I earned from Neolife were about $150. That was good money. I was a student who sometimes would struggle to get 3 meals. Now with $150, And then I also gained something precious that I had lost, which is hope. By the time I clocked 6 months in this business, I had 87 people that had said, yes, we need to use these products. We need to use them. And when these 87 products, I was promoted to a level we call director. A director is someone who earns between $500 to about $800, $1,000. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of money, especially to me, who had quit school because of school fees. That alone was actually enough for my school fees. And remember, it was a monthly payment. I didn't start school then because it was in the middle of the semester. I had to wait until the other semester started. But then while I was waiting, I kept on building my business. I kept on building my business, hoping more people to use the products, hoping more people to grow side businesses for side income. Actually, my mission today is to raise entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. I have a very, very strong testimony. So I spend my time teaching other young people on how they can also be able to make money, how they can also be able to come out of poverty. Today, we are in an economy where the prices are skyrocketing. The only way to survive is by building a side hustle. It's by building a side business. Yes, I don't know the salaries in Kenya. Maybe in Kenya, when prices increase, they increase your salaries. I don't know whether it happens that way. But in Uganda, when the economy is becoming tough, when the prices of everything is becoming very tough, the bosses are looking on how they can reduce the salaries. That's how it happens in Uganda. And I always love telling people, there is no way how the price of fuel is going to come from the price where it is today to halfway. It can't. It can't. So what is the solution? Building a side business, building a side hustle, putting off two. I had built a business that would pay me up to an average of $1,000 per month. I was only 21 years old, earning about an average of $1,200 per month. My goodness, do you know what that means? I went back to school. When some of my lecturers even were not driving. I remember one of my lecturers who actually forced himself to become a friend because after every lecture, I would have to give him a lift, especially when it was raining. You know, that's how my life kept on changing and changing and changing. And in 2011, September, it was quite unfortunate that we lost our dad. When we lost our dad, we are 8 in the family. I am the firstborn. I don't know how. At home, we are very, very intelligent people. My brother, very intelligent. What we didn't have was the money. Courtesy of Neolife, today I have a medical doctor who has graduated out of recommending the products that Mr. Freddie Gichuki was talking about. Out of building a network of people using products. My brother has graduated as a medical doctor. My sister is graduating in the month of February next year as a pharmacist at Makerere University. I have an electrical engineer who has also graduated out of Neolife. Sometimes I look at myself and I say, okay, so if I looked at this opportunity and I said, let me go and think about it, or I don't get started, or I started giving those lame excuses like other people give, where would I be? Maybe I would be working in a supermarket. Maybe I would be working in a taxi as a conductor. Maybe I would be selling a few things around town to make some little money to make a living, you know. But today I am living, I am not yet where I need to be. But if you met me I'm now 34, meet me at age 40, meet me at age 45, meet me at age 50, I am going to be owning one of the biggest buildings here in Kampala out of Neolife. I have seen people who have done all these things. As we speak today, I have bought, today I drive 2 cars, SUVs, by the way. And I have a weakness of buying cars. I love cars. I love cars. And in fact, my downline is called Dennis Tomushabi. We are importing for him a car in the month of December. So I said, by the way, I've driven this car. I drive a Kluger. I've driven it now for 4 years. And then the Suzuki Escudo, I've driven it for now less than a year. But then I said, why would I keep with the Kluger? It's now 4 years. Why not buy a new? So I'm actually buying another car. Investing my money. I stress about yourself. Just get your money, keep it in land. It will keep on growing. I have one piece of land that I bought at about 25 million shillings. The 25 million shillings in dollars is about almost about $8,000, I think. Yes, about $8,000. I bought it in March 2013. Today, it is actually valued. Today, it's actually valued for almost close to 200,000 US dollars. All out of Neolife. If you're here, wouldn't you love that? And you know the beauty about this? You can even continue doing your job, work with us part-time, and have these kind of achievements. If you are earning $1,000 from your workplace as salary, and then you're earning another $1,000 or $2,000 from Neolife, I mean, it makes a whole huge difference. I mean, look, Mr. Freddie Gichoki was working part-time, and then working with Neolife, was working full-time, and now working with Neolife part-time. And then he said, by the way, I mean, why stress myself with a job? Why not go full-time? You could even start part-time, and with time you can go full-time. Now, talking about the lifestyle and travel, I've been traveling with Neolife. At my level, I have 2 vacations. I am now working for another level called Presence Team, whereby I'll be earning an average of 5,000 US dollars per month. And I want it as fast as possible. I'm telling you, I am working like crazy because an average of 5,000 to 10,000 US dollars per month. My goodness, who does love that money? And then it also comes that 5,000 to 10,000 US dollars. Interestingly, it also comes with 2 extra holidays because I qualify for 2 at my level, but now that level actually comes for 2 extra holidays. Right now, as I speak, actually this coming week from the 7th up to the 14th, the Presence members are going to be in Barcelona. And when they're in Barcelona, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I would be with them. So I am working so hard to that. I've been to Mombasa, I've been to Zanzibar, I've been to Kenya quite a number of times, I've been to Dar es Salaam quite a number of times, I've been to Zambia, Victoria Falls, I've been to Cape Town, I've been to Europe, I've been to Mauritius, recently at Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe, that is in Durban, South Africa. As we talk now, I am actually preparing. I already have a trip that I am fully qualified for, 100% for by that. Then you're traveling for lifestyle. Guess what? I actually travel with my own mother. My mother is my partner in business. All these trips I have had from 2010, January, up to today. The only times I have not traveled was 2020 and 2021. And that was because of COVID. But all the other trips have been there. I've been to the Windsor Country Golf Club twice. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we all need this kind of life. This is very good life. We all need it. We deserve to be happy. if this business can change my life, humble as I started, young as I started, it can also be able to change your life. All you need is to get started. And by the way, you might think the way how I've talked about my story, you might think it's kind of like a smooth road. No. Of course, I've met some challenges as well. I've met some challenges. I've talked to some people and they said no. At some point, I used to be very poor at making sales. So I used to give excuses that me, I'm not good at making sales. At some point, I never knew how to work with people and grow people and train people. At some point, I didn't have the confidence to speak to you like the way I am speaking to you right now. I remember my very first meeting when I stood up to talk as an MC. I was told what I needed to talk. The distance walking from where I was, from the back, introduce the next speaker. I reached there. I my name down. I didn't even mention it then. Through the support, friends is one of the people who has mentored me. So every time I kept on listening to people like Mr. Freddie Gichuki, I kept on listening to when they were sharing. I kept on listening. I don't know whether Mr. Freddie Gichuki remembers, but the very first time when he came to Uganda to train, I was a senior manager. And when he spoke, I saw my future. When he spoke, I saw things happening. I saw things changing. And then he recorded a video, a Supergrow video. That Supergrow video built business for me, I'm telling you. So we are going to trade. We are going to support you being part of Neolife and because of, making the right decision. Ladies and gentlemen, if I am to continue talking, I'm going to talk until the cows come back home. I will allow Mr. Freddie Gichuki, please, you can have back your microphone and you close our meeting. Mr. Freddie Gichuki, are you there? Okay, I can't seem to get Mr. Frederick Gichuki. Where are you, Frederick? Can you hear me, Mr. Frederick?